Okay, so let's take a quick look at understanding the why behind the behaviors our children's do. Um, let's see, to an inflamed brain that's in protection mode, sensory inputs can be extremely intense and overwhelming. So that's the difference between looking at a tantrum and a meltdown, right? A tantrum is an outburst that happens when a child's just trying to get something that he wants or needs, and it's driven by, a goal. And once they get that, the behavior ceases, and in order for a tantrum to thrive, there needs to be an audience. With the meltdown, it's just a reaction to feeling overwhelmed, too much sensory input. There's really no goal with it, and they'll end when they calm down. Meltdown doesn't require an audience. You can, I remember when things were first getting bad, you'd start having a meltdown, and I'd just do what they said in the books, which is just turn and walk away. And it's like, he's not stopping. I didn't know the difference. But so think about like filling a cup with water. Sometimes when the cup gets too filled up, it can overflow with the yelling, hitting, crying, and everything else. Stimming is an example here, the hand flapping, things like that. Those are just the behaviors that our children may exhibit to counteract any overwhelming sensory issues in the environment or anxiety, things like that. It's interesting though, because researchers have found that stimming has a positive effect on our children's nervous systems. And what do we do when the children finally find something that helps them cope with their environment? It's like, stop, don't do it. I used to do the same thing. And this concept of healing from the inside out created this environment where over time, my son's meltdowns went away. So before, he would wake up and hit me in the face, and it would start off the day, and he'd have 3 meltdowns before 9 a.m. And, there'd be days I'd lock myself in a closet or in the bathroom and just cry, like, I don't know how I'm going to get to 11 or wherever else. I've had times at Disney or taking him around, and like I said before, there's one time that people thought I was kidnapping them and had, people yelling in my face and thinking that I'm actually taking my own son. It's just because it was too overwhelming, and had multiple ABA therapists in tears who are used to dealing with that type of stuff. Just like, I don't know how to handle this. And the cool thing about that is I don't have to deal with that anymore, which I think is amazing. So it brings us to one of the other core concepts, which is ABA therapy versus the biomedical treatment. ABA therapy works directly on behavior and can work on skills like, looking, listening, imitating, reading, talking, and understanding another person's perspective, where biomedical treatment involves both food and supplementation and helps the body, like I said, get out of protection mode and improve the brain and body's health. In the biomedical treatment, this is what's cool. When you use them in conjunction, they improve the efficacy of the ABA therapy, making it easier for your children to learn. So the way I want you to think about it is, have you heard the parable of, in the Bible where you throw the seeds down onto concrete? Maybe you get a seed that drops down and a little sproutling comes up. And I feel like if you're not doing biomedical treatments when you're giving therapy, that's what it's like. Occasionally you'll see something that helps and it works and you're like, okay, cool. Whereas, if you have the biomedical treatment side as well as, you're giving the therapy, you're putting these seeds down on fertile soil where they can take root and they can learn. And that's where it becomes really, really powerful, because they can catch back up very quickly. Okay, now one of the greatest breakthroughs of the 20th century was this discovery of something called neuroplasticity. There's one of those buzzwords again, but neuroplasticity is just very simply the brain's amazing capacity to change and adapt throughout our life. So before, everyone thought that our brains, our IQ, everything was fixed. But discovering why, this new concept, it means that our children's brains can continue to grow and we can acquire new skills throughout their life. We can literally rewire our children's brains. Their IQ is not fixed. Processing skills aren't fixed. Social skills are not fixed. How amazing is that? I mean, I think it's amazing for me because I want to continue to learn, but, for my son and for you guys, that's just this really important concept. Everyone thought that, if if you didn't do things by the age of 7, our brains were just locked. And that is not true at all. So really